Let me say something that's going to hurt. Nobody is coming to save you. No one is watching your struggle and waiting to reward it. No one is keeping score of your late nights, your sacrifices, your tears. The world you live in, the one that feels so big, so aware, so connected, does not care about you. Not your boss, not your followers, not your ex, not the stranger scrolling past your posts at 2 a.m., not even, most days, your closest friends, because they're too busy fighting their own war to notice yours. This is not a sad video. This is the most freeing truth you will ever hear, because the moment you stop expecting the world to care is the moment you finally start living for yourself. Part 1. The illusion of being watched. We grow up believing we're the main character. School teaches us that if we work hard, someone notices. Family teaches us that if we suffer enough, someone will reward us. Social media teaches us that if we post the right photo, the world will finally see us. But here's the truth nobody tells you. The world isn't watching a movie starring you. It's not watching anything. It's busy. It's tired. It's scrolling. It's surviving its own storm. Think about the last time you saw someone else's bad day. Did you stop your whole life to fix it? Did you lie awake worrying about their failure? No. You felt a flicker of sympathy, and then you moved on, back into your own problems. That's not cruelty. That's human nature. And it applies to you exactly the same way. Your pain, your effort, your 4 a.m. alarm, your years of grinding in silence to the world. It's invisible. It doesn't register. It doesn't trend. It doesn't even make the news of your own street. This is not an insult. This is a release. Because if the world isn't watching, then the world isn't judging either. You are free to fail without an audience. You are free to try again without anyone counting your attempts. The stage you thought you were performing on, it was empty the whole time. Part 2. Why this truth breaks people. Some people hear, the world doesn't care, and they collapse. They think, then what's the point? Why try if no one notices? This is where most people die a slow, invisible death. Not a physical one, but a death of ambition. They stop showing up fully because they've decided that if nobody's watching, nothing matters. This is the exact moment weak minds quit and strong minds are born. Because here is the second truth, and it's bigger than the first. If the world doesn't care about you, then the world also has no power over you. Read that again. The opinions you've been terrified of, they don't run this deep. The judgment you imagined in every room you walked into, it was never that loud. People are far too consumed with their own insecurities to spend real energy dissecting yours. You built a prison out of imaginary eyes, and today you get the key. Part 3. The comfort of being unseen. There's a strange kind of comfort in this truth once you stop resisting it. If nobody's watching you fail, fail loudly. Fail often. Fail without apology. If nobody's tracking your setbacks, start over as many times as you need to. There is no scoreboard humiliating you. There is no crowd laughing at attempt number 14. Athletes don't become legends because the world watched every training session. They became legends training in empty gyms, in the dark, in the cold, with no cameras, no crowd, no applause, just them, and the decision to keep going anyway. That's the real story behind every person you admire. The version of them nobody saw is the version that made them who they are. You don't need the world to witness your becoming. You just need to become. Part 4. Stop outsourcing your meaning. Here's the addiction most people don't recognize. We've outsourced our sense of worth. We wait for the like. We wait for the comment. We wait for someone to say, "I'm proud of you." We wait for permission to feel like we matter. But permission never really comes, not in the form you're expecting. Because the world is not a parent. It is not a judge. It is not a mirror built to reflect your value back to you. If you wait for the world to hand you meaning, you'll wait until the day you die. Meaning isn't given. It's built, brick by brick, decision by decision. In rooms where nobody else is standing. The people who change history, inventors, builders, fighters, artists, were rarely cheered on while they worked. They were doubted, ignored, mocked, forgotten, and they built anyway. Not because the world cared, but because they cared enough for both. Part 5. The dangerous comfort of victimhood. Let's be brutally honest for a moment. Some people use "the world doesn't care" as an excuse to stop trying, as a shield, as a reason to sit still and blame the universe for their stillness. That is not what this truth is for. This truth is not, nobody cares, so why bother? This truth is, nobody cares, so bother anyway for yourself. There's a massive difference between those two sentences, and your entire future depends on which one you choose to believe. The world's indifference is not your excuse. It's your invitation. An invitation to stop performing for an audience that was never really there, and start building for the one person who's been there since day one. You. Part 6. What actually happens when you stop caring what the world thinks? Something changes in people the day they accept this truth. They stop dressing their dreams in other people's approval. They stop asking, "What will people say?" before making decisions. They stop shrinking their goals to fit inside the comfort zone of everyone around them. And in that silence, in that space where the audience used to stand, something new grows. Discipline that doesn't need applause. Confidence that doesn't need validation. Ambition that doesn't need permission. You start waking up early, not because someone's watching, but because you respect the person you're becoming. You start working out, not for the photo, but for the strength no one will ever fully see. You start building your dream quietly, patiently, without needing the world's blessing to keep going. This is what real power looks like. Not the power to be noticed, the power to not need to be. Part 7. The people who prove it. Every person you respect walked through years the world didn't care about. The founder who slept in his office while people called his idea stupid. The athlete who trained through injuries nobody photographed. The artist who created for a decade before a single person listened. None of them were saved by the world's attention. They were saved by their own refusal to stop. And one day, not because they earned the world's care, but because they simply never needed it, the world finally looked up. But by then, it didn't matter anymore. They had already built the version of themselves that didn't require applause to keep moving. That's the twist nobody tells you. The world only starts noticing you, asterisk after asterisk. You've stopped needing it to. Part 8. Your own life, your own witness. So here's what I want you to take from this video. Stop waiting for the world to clap. It won't. Not today. Maybe not this year. Maybe not ever, in the way you imagined. But you were never meant to build your life for an audience that forgot to show up. You are the witness. You are the one who has to look yourself in the eye every night and ask, did I show up for myself today, even when nobody was watching? That question matters more than 1,000 strangers' opinions. Let the world scroll past. Let it forget your name. Let it stay busy with its own noise. While it's distracted, build. While it's indifferent, grow. While it's silent, become undeniable. Because one day, the very world that never noticed you won't be able to look away. Not because you begged for its attention, but because you never needed it to begin with. If this hit something in you, don't just scroll past it like the world scrolls past you. Save this video. Come back to it on the days you feel invisible. And remember, the world's silence isn't your punishment. It's your permission slip to build in peace. Subscribe to HAAI Mara. For more truths the world won't hand you for free. The world doesn't care about you, so make sure you do.